In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix your tunneling if you're using a cover stitch machine. But before that, I'm going to show you my test samples that I did. This is polyester, 100% polyester fabric. A little bit of a stretch. That's the back. And that's the front. And you could see that little bump on the stitch. That's called tunneling. This is another of my samples. The bump that you're looking at right now is tunneling. This is the back, and this is the front. And this one I'm using a Rayon polyester net. Back, front. There's a little bump there. Not too bad, but sometimes if it's the front that's good, the back is not so good, and this is one of those examples. And this is one of my worst samples too. Bumped, very bad. And then it got worse here. Just eats up the stitch. And another one. Same thing. And I even made a hem of one of my clothing, and this is my FAF cover stitch machine. This is one of my first attempt of using a rayon net on a cover stitch, and as you can see, it's okay. I've washed this many times, and it's okay. It has that bump, but I am able to live with it. And after all my tests, I was able to set my machine to one of my better ones, and I'm gonna show you how to do this. So that's my back, and this is my front. That's not too bad, and I'm gonna tell you, after testing a lot of samples, this is actually, I'm gonna show you some of my samples. This one. This is like all of them. I must have spent half a day just playing with my settings with my cover stitch until I finally got to one that's satisfactory for me. And I realized that I'm never gonna get this super perfect. So I'm good with this. And at the end of the day, nobody's really gonna stare at your stitches. Okay, so let's go to the machine and I'll show you my settings. Now I'm gonna show you the settings that I use for my tunneling problem. For my left needle, I'm using a 3. The tension dial adjust. Right needle is a 4. The lower looper is a 5 1/4. Now this varies, so bear in mind that your machine is going to be different. The fabric you're using is going to be different. Settings going to be different. So just be patient and work with your machine. I'm hoping too that this will help minimize some of your tunneling problems. I'm also using a woolly nylon by Maxilac. This is a stretch woolly nylon. Helps a lot when you're experiencing skip stitches. My stitch length is going to be a 2. And the differential feed is going to be in between 1 and 1 1/2. I set my settings to the left here. And I wanted to point out one more thing. this is the pressure put adjust for this machine, and this is very important. But however, there is no metrics here, so what you have is an arrow to the left. So if I turn this to the left, it goes lower, and if I turn this to the right, it's higher, meaning it lifts up and eliminates the pressure on the fabric. So what this function does is it controls the pressure of the fabric trapped in between the presser foot and the throat plate of your machine. So this lever controls it. However, there is no number here. It's like as if when they made this machine, they just leave it up to you to give your best judgment when and where to stop. So when you get this machine fresh from the factory setting, you will normally not really see a lot of the ridges. Wonder if you could see that ridge that I'm talking about. I'm going to focus it. That's the ridge. See, when you get this machine from the factory, you barely see that. Right now, on my settings, what I found most useful is I twist this as high. Okay. I put this as high as I could, and I get my tape measure, because like I said, there's no metrics here, and I put it to 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, that's where I've been testing this quite a bit, and that's where I'm most comfortable with. I mean, I could go higher, but for now I'm gonna stop there. I'm happy with that. So make sure that you turn this back lower when you're sewing non-super stretchy fabrics or stable knits. What I would normally do is use a lead fabric to stop and start my cover stitch for my own convenience. I know the manual asks you to release the tension, but for my convenience, I do it this way. Sometimes I use a release tension when I really need to, but most of the time I'm good with just saving myself time. So in that way, my lead swatch fabric will set me to the correct setting the next time I use it. So here we go. This is the front of the stitch. I'm going to show you the back. This is the back side. That's not too bad. It's a little messed up here because I stop and start. But as far as eliminating the tunneling, I think that's pretty flat. Like I said, I'm never gonna wish for the best perfect stitch for super stretchy fabric. You know, this is good enough for me. I think it's flat. And there you go, folks. Thank you. Hey, Mr. Turkey, do you have a minute? I just want to show you my stitches. You know that turkeys have excellent eyesight. But I just want to show you if you care. Where are you going? Hey, you care? I want to show best stitches when I did samples on my Coverstitch machine. You don't care? He doesn't care. Okay. See that way.